Good morning, everybody. I welcome you all to this digital classroom for the subject control systems. Today, I'm going to give a brief introduction about Module 3, time response of a feedback control system and standard test input signals. Let me start with the session. Let us consider a system with input as R of t and output as C of t. And its Laplace transform can be represented as RFS and C. With respect to control systems, we call the input as excitation and the output as response. If I apply an input, we get the output. First of all, let us understand why we go for this time response analysis. Let me take a simple example of a motorcycle that is nothing but a control system. When we start the ignition of the motorcycle exactly at time t is equal to 0, it takes few seconds of time like 1, 2, 3, 4 and just like t is equal to 4 seconds, the bike starts moving. And the response of this motorcycle can be given by exactly at time t is equal to 4 seconds, the bike has started up. Let me take another example that is again a different motorcycle which we start the ignition exactly at time t is equal to 0 and it starts immediately at t is equal to 0 and its response can be given as exactly at time t is equal to 0, the bike starts responding. So if you analyze both the motorcycle, we can clearly identify that the first bike, it's a very bad design, and the second bike, which has started exactly at time t is equal to 0, is a very good design. So it's all about how quick the system responds for the applied excitation, and it plays a vital role in estimating the performance of the system. This shows the importance and the necessity of the time domain analysis of a control system. The response of a control system is classified into two types, that is the transient response and the steady state response. When we start the bike, there will be a kind of noise which will be very high till this point and it creates a gear kind of noise, and this response we can call it as transient response. And after this transient response, we have a steady state response. So whenever there is small change at the input of the system, the output of the system is incapable of responding to the changes immediately. It takes a finite time to respond, and this time is called as the transient response. So how efficient a control system is can be estimated by the transient response and the steady state response. However, a control system takes some time to reach the steady state. Here, the line represents the excitation, that is nothing but the input R of t, and the output response has not reached the excitation, that is nothing but the input. So, E of t can be given by R of t minus E of t, and the error is called as steady state error. In steady state analysis, the system is checked for accuracy. So, in this module, we will learn about the response of a first order and a second order system subjected to standard test input signals. So today let us discuss about different types of standard test signals which is used to excite the control system. With the help of a graphical representation and mathematical representation, explain the following test signals. Number 1, impulse signal. Number 2, step signal. Number 3, ramp signal. And number 4, parabolic signal. It is also a very important university question which has appeared many times for the previous few years. For performing the time response analysis of a control system, we have 4 types of standard test input signals. The characteristics of actual input signals are a sudden shock, a sudden change, a constant velocity, and constant acceleration. If the input signal has any one of these characteristics, then it can be called as a standard test signal. First, let me explain about impulse signal. It intimates the sudden shock characteristics of an actual input. We get a signal exactly at time t is equal to 0 with amplitude A, and It will be equal to 0 for t not equal to 0. That is t lesser than 0 and t greater than 0. It will be equal to 0. So the impulse signal can be represented as del of t is equal to a when t is equal to 0 and 0 when t not equal to 0. When a is equal to 1, it is called as an unit impulse signal. Practically, it is not possible to generate a impulse signal with a very narrow pulse t tends to 0. But we can have an impulse signal of width 1 by a for an amplitude a, and the area under this region will be equal to unity. Moving on to the next standard signal, that is nothing but the step signal. The step signal intimates the sudden change characteristics of an actual input signal. It is a signal whose amplitude changes from one level to another. Unit step signal can be defined as u of t is equal to a when t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 when t less than 0. We can represent the signal as a when t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 when t less than 0. When a is equal to 1, we can call it as unit step signal. At time t is equal to 0, there is a sudden change of amplitude. Hence, it is characterized as a sudden change characteristics and it is defined as a step signal. Moving on to the next signal, nothing but the ramp signal. It intimates the constant velocity characteristics of an actual input signal. A ramp input signal is a signal whose amplitude varies linearly with respect to time. Mathematical representation of ramp signal is given by r of t is equal to at when t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 when t less than 0. If a is equal to 1, the ramp signal is called as unit ramp signal and its slope will be equal to 1. Moving on to the next signal, the parabolic signal. It intimates the constant acceleration characteristics of an actual input signal. A parabolic input signal is a signal whose amplitude is proportional to the square of time. Mathematically, the parabolic signal is given by p of t is equal to a t square by 2 when t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 when t less than 0. If a is equal to 1, the parabolic signal is called the unit parabolic signal. And the graphical representation of parabolic signal is shown here. It is very clear that the amplitude is proportional to the square of time. All the standard test input signals have a definite mathematical relationship. A unit step input is an integral of unit impulse input. A unit ramp input is an integral of unit step input. A unit parabolic input is an integral of unit ramp input. Unit ramp input is differential of unit parabolic input. Unit step input is a differential of unit ramp input. And unit impulse input is a differential of unit step input. By knowing the response of one of the standard test input signal, it is possible to find the response of another test signal either by differentiating or by integrating. Moving on to the next topic, let us take the Laplace transform of these standard test signal and let me summarize all the standard test signals. So we know the Laplace transform f of t in time domain and f of s in s domain. And the Laplace transform of f of t is f of s, where f of s is integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus st f of t dt. So let me take an impulse signal del of t is equal to a when t is equal to 0 and 0 when t not equal to 0. So the Laplace transform of del of t is del of s. Hence we can substitute in the standard Laplace transform formula integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus st del of t dt. Del of t is a when t is equal to 0. So del of t exists only when t is equal to 0. So if you substitute t is equal to 0, we get a into e to the power of 0. E to the power of 0 is nothing but 1. Hence, the Laplace transform of an impulse signal is nothing but a with an amplitude a. And it will be equal to unity when a is equal to 1. Let me take the Laplace transform of a step signal. A step signal is given by u of t is equal to a when t greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So we know the Laplace transform formula as f of s is equal to integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus st f of t dt. So the Laplace transform of the step signal u of t is capital U of s. Hence, u of s is given by integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus st u of t, where u of t is a from 0 to infinity. So, integral ranging from 0 to infinity e to the power minus st a dt. A is a constant, hence a multiplied by integral 0 to infinity e to the power minus st dt. So integration of e to the power minus st dt is nothing but e to the power minus st divided by minus s. Then applying the upper and lower limit, we get a into e to the power minus infinity minus of e to the power minus 0, the whole divided by minus s. Hence we get e to the power minus infinity is 0 and e to the power minus 0 is 1. Hence a of 0 minus 1 divided by minus s. Hence we get a into 1 by s, that is nothing but a by s. Hence the Laplace transform of a unit step signal is given by a of s. So it is not necessary to calculate the Laplace transform of ramp and parabolic. We can take it directly from the Laplace transform pair, which is given by t to the power of n will be n factorial divided by s to the power of n plus 1. Here with respect to ramp signal, r of t is equal to a into t, where we have t to the power of 1. Hence n is equal to 1. Hence the Laplace transform can be given by 1 factorial divided by s to the power of 1 plus 1. So the Laplace transform of the ramp signal will be equal to a by s square. If it is unit ramp, the Laplace transform will be 1 by s square. Similarly, for a parabolic signal, we have a t square by 2. So in time domain, we have t square. So n is equal to 2. Hence, substitute for n is equal to 2, we get 2 factorial divided by s to the power of 2 plus 1. That is nothing but 2 by s cube. Whereas in the denominator, we have here 2. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled out. We get a by s cube. Hence, the Laplace transform of a parabolic signal is a by s cube. Here are a few Laplace transform pair which will be helpful for you with respect to module 3 when we try to do for partial fraction with respect to the first order and second order systems. So you can make a note of it. Then let me summarize all the standard test signals with respect to the waveform, physical interpretation, the time function and its Laplace transform. The first standard test signal is nothing but the impulse signal. Its waveform is given here. It exists only at t is equal to 0 and the signal does not exist when t greater than 0 and less than 0. And the physical interpretation can be characterized as sudden shock. And in time function we call del of t, and del of t is equal to a with an amplitude a. And its corresponding Laplace transform del of s is 1 and del of s is a. Moving on to the rest of the standard test signals. The next standard test signal is nothing but a step signal. And the physical interpretation can be called as constant position or sudden change. As there is a sudden change exactly when t greater than or equal to 0, it is called as sudden change. And after that, it is maintaining a constant position, hence it is characterized as constant position also. And in time function, if it is 1, we get the Laplace transform as 1 by s. And if it is a, we get the Laplace transform as a by s. And with respect to ramp signal, the physical interpretation is characterized by constant velocity. And in time function, if it is t, its Laplace transform is 1 by s square. And if it is at, it will be a by s square. Similarly, for a parabolic signal, the physical interpretation is nothing but the constant acceleration, the characteristics of the parabolic signal. And the waveform is given here. And the time function is a by 2 t square and its Laplace transform is a by s cube. And if it is unit parabolic, in time function it is 1 by 2 t square and its Laplace transform will be 1 by s cube. So I have summarized with the standard test signals, which is again a very, very important university question. And in the next video, I will derive the expression for the response of a first order system subject to unit step, unit ramp and unit parabolic signals. Thank you.